Hello Leo, my name is Keith Haswell. I'm a professional astrologer with 40 years experience in the business and over 30,000 clients worldwide. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this video on your cycles for May and June 2014. I've already done your major cycles with the slower moving bodies, Jupiter and Saturn, for the whole of 2014. But with this one I'm looking at the faster moving bodies of the Sun and Mercury and Venus and Mars to give you a week-by-week rundown on the type of events that you'll experience in the months of May and June this year. So you just sit back and relax now, Leo, and we'll have a bit of fun together, eh? Before I get into your cycles, just a little bit of information to help you to understand the way that it all works, the way that astrology works. I'm very happy to see that you are interested in the science of astrology, and this can be a basic introduction to esoteric understanding and the spiritual side of life. After all, if the planets do have impact in our life, it puts intelligence into the whole scheme of things, and it means that the planets are not just there as blobs of matter, as science says, that it can have no impact upon human life here on Earth, but they are the hands of the cosmic clock, some sort of a cosmic clock, and that there's intelligence behind the whole scheme of things, and that these planets move around in the houses of our horoscope and bring about, precipitate events and conditions in our life. So it's very important for you to get a little bit of a grounding on what I'm trying to convey to you here, because I'm really into the consciousness side of things and the impact that these planets have upon your consciousness. And I want to help you to understand that there's more to astrology than meets the eye, and to have you want to delve deeper into things like reincarnation, because that's all tied in with astrology, and also meditation, that's all tied in with astrology as well, because it deals with the subjective side of life. But just a little bit about the way that the planets work. We are all living in a space-time rule set. We are all creating all the events and conditions of our life. We have all the raw materials there to be able to create this with our attitudes and our beliefs, our thoughts and our feelings, and our decisions and our choices. Through those decisions and choices, we are then brought to the utilization of our three tools. Nobody has any different tools. And those tools are our desire, imagination, and expectancy. What do we desire to happen? What do we expect to happen? And what do we imagine to happen? This is what will happen in our life. But this is what's happening, is that we are all having all of these thoughts and feelings all the time inside of ourselves on emotional and mental levels. And these are creating thought forms, and these thought forms are added to by repetition upon the same line of thinking. Life never works out for me, I'm a bad person, low self-esteem, problems with self-image, and so on and so forth. Shame and guilt and fear and anxiety and doubt and insecurity, and life is a financial struggle for me, and nothing ever works out for me, I'm unlovable. All these different ideas and thoughts that we have, and feelings and attitudes and beliefs that we have inside of ourselves, they are all creating these powerful thought forms, and these thought forms reside in our aura, and they are then triggered off into events and conditions that are in the likeness of those attitudes and beliefs and thoughts and feelings by the movement of the planets through the houses of our horoscope. So what I'm going to do is to tell you about the movements of the Sun and Mercury and Venus and Mars through the 2 months of May and June 2014, so that you get an idea of the type of influences that these planetary movements will have. But realise and appreciate that they are simply triggering off events that are incipient events there in your aura in the form of thought forms. that you are creating your own reality, and that all of these thought forms are coming to manifestation in life as conditions and events in your life according to laws that God and Goddess have put into place. So you just sit back and relax now and enjoy the journey with me as we go through the houses of your horoscope and the movements of these planets through those houses of your horoscope in May and June 2014 for you. What I want to do for you now, Leo, is I want to go through the cycles that you're living through during 2014 in May and June on a timeline. So what I'll be doing is I'll be giving you the location of the planets, the Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars at the beginning of the month, and then it will remain in that location having that impact unless I give you another date following on from there that changes the location of that particular planet. So you just sit back and relax now, Leo, and we'll have some fun together, eh? Now you start off, Leo, on the 1st of May. The Sun is in the 10th house of your horoscope, giving you a feeling of power, giving you a concentration upon parents, giving you a concentration upon career and business matters, and you'll be a lot more outgoing as far as the social side of life connected with career and business is concerned. Mercury is in the 10th house of your horoscope also to start off with in the beginning of the month, Leo. And with Mercury there, you'll be very busy to do with career and business. There'll also be a tendency to have perhaps a few dealings with government departments with Mercury in the 10th house of your horoscope. It'll be a time of communication with parents. Now Venus, Leo, is in the 8th house of your horoscope at the start of the month. And with Venus in the 8th house of your horoscope, it gives you a love of the mysteries of life. It gives you it heightens your sex drive. It'll give you a love of the mystery of life and a love for solitude and introspection and reflection. It'll also give you a love of making changes inside of yourself. So it does improve joint finances if you're in a relationship with a spouse or partner. It does improve finances that you share jointly. And Mars starts off the month, Leo, in the 3rd house of your horoscope, which always brings a lot of tension into the area of communication with relatives and neighbours. And Mars is in a retrograde motion too, so you'll have a tendency to start off the month with dwelling in the past, arguing with relatives about things and points of interest in the past and dragging things up from the past and so on and so forth. So that's something that you've got to work out on and watch out for, Leo. Now on the 4th of May, Leo, Venus moves into the 9th house of your horoscope and remains there for about 30 odd days. Now with Venus in the 9th house of your horoscope, there's a lot more potential there for travel. There's a lot more potential there for social activities revolving around foreign people and people from overseas. There's a lot more potential for social activities revolving around people that you're having courses and doing adult education with, and a lot more involvement socially with in-laws and that sort of thing, or distant relatives. So there's a lot of interest in the philosophies of life and things like that during that time, and potential for love matters involving people from overseas. Now on the 8th of May, Leo, Mercury moves into the 11th house of your horoscope, beginning a period of mental activity revolving around friends and group activities and matters relating to group consciousness. So there'll be a lot of planning and things like that with friends to do with group activities. You'll be very busy mentally involving friends and much more communicative involving friends from there on. On the 21st of May, Leo, Mars is in the 3rd house of your horoscope still, but it starts off in a direct motion. Now that means that your energies are going to be throwing themselves more towards the future instead of the past. So you won't be dragging things up from the past in dealings with relatives and neighbours and things like that, and in matters relating to communication. It goes into the future, so you'll be looking forward to the future more. You'll be a lot more active, involved with communications and so forth, and involvements with relatives and neighbours. But be careful when Mars is in the third house of your horoscope of impulsiveness in speech and also impulsiveness on the road. Don't drive too fast, watch out for accidents on the road and things like that when Mars is in the third house of your horoscope. Now on the 22nd of May, Leo, the Sun moves into the 11th house of your horoscope and remains there for 30 days. And when the Sun is in the 11th house of your horoscope, there's a lot more involvement socially with friends. Friends will be very busy with you, a lot more club activities and group activities and things like that. And socially, other people's children will play a bigger part in your life if they're important. On the 30th of May, Leo, Mercury moves into the 12th house of your horoscope. Now when Mercury is in the 12th house of your horoscope, you have a strong urge for solitude. It can make you your own worst enemy. When Mercury is in the 12th house of your horoscope, your thinking processes can be rather negative. Worries about self-confidence and self-esteem and fears and anxieties can creep in and things like that. So being forewarned is to be forearmed in this regard. And that's the beauty and the wonder of what astrology does for you. On the 30th of May also, Venus moves into the 10th house of your horoscope, which can see having some improvement in business, improvement in your career, social activities revolving around parents, and there'll be a lot more involvements there socially, perhaps connected with career or business. Now on the 8th of June, Leo, Mercury moves into the 12th house of your horoscope, and it's in a retrograde motion. It's still in the 12th house of your horoscope, but it starts going backwards. So what that means is that it's starting to throw your mental energies towards the past. It'll be a difficult period for you from then on for a while to express yourself and put your point across. And it's going to see day-to-day plans and activities to do with getting from A to B and motor vehicles and things like that, all going into chaos, so that you'll miss appointments, you'll get to places late and all that sort of stuff. Now on the 18th of June, Leo, Mercury moves back into the 11th house of your horoscope, so the lack of communication and the difficulties and the frustrations and so on and so forth, still retrograde, mind you, that's why you're having all these difficulties, but it'll be more to do with friends. Instead of punishing yourself, you'll have a tendency to have problems and difficulties there in communication with friends, and so it's not a good time for you out there in group activities. On the 23rd of June, Leo, the Sun moves into the 12th house of your horoscope, and that sees a focus upon the desire for solitude. It also sees a tremendous push towards the spiritual side of yourself, and you'll be a lot more introspective and reflective for 30 days. So you'll be wanting to bring about changes within yourself and make adjustments and changes to habit patterns that you feel as if you've become enamored with, that you want to grow out of. And the last one that we come to, Leo, is Venus on the 24th of June moves into the 11th house of your horoscope, and that commences a period of about 30 days where you'll be a lot more sociable with friends, a lot more outgoing in your affections with other people's children, and you'll have a tendency to want to get out to group activities and club activities quite a bit more. And that's as far as I go for you, Leo. Well, now that I've gone through those cycles for you, Leo, it's time now for you to reach and stretch and become more of the giant that you truly are. You've got a tremendous capacity for leadership, Leo, and I'm happy to do your horoscope chart for you, free of charge. All you've got to do is visit my website at www.mysteryofsirius.com. Submit your birth details through your horoscope page, and I'll send you your chart together with all of the links to all of my videos, where you can learn more about what the planets mean in the different houses of your horoscope and all sorts of wonderful things. And I'll also send you 12 CDs out of my first book, What Really Matters, on astrology, meditation and reincarnation, Leo, to help you to reach and stretch and understand more about the nature of reality and your place in that reality. So it's great to have this opportunity to come this far with you, Leo, and I look forward to working further with you should you decide to grow and reach and stretch.